Welcome to NJ Today. I'm Assemblyman John McKeon. Former New Jersey Governor Dick Cody has a new memoir out, and he sat down with me with an exclusive interview about the forthcoming book. Me, Governor? Let's take a look. I'm Assemblyman John McKeon, and with me is the Governor, Governor Richard Cody, and the author, Governor Richard Cody. 38 years in public life, and let alone tons of personal anecdotes, personal life. How'd you get it all in
Well, I'll give you another
pages?
just the other day, John, I walked into a nursing home. I was asked to come and do a speech. So I walk in, and as a former governor, what happens to a former governor, obviously a patient in a wheelchair, she's staring at me, and I'm thinking, yeah, she knows the face. So I walk up to her. I said, do you know who I am? And she says, no, but if you go to the front desk, they'll tell you who you are. So that's life as a former governor.
That's perfect. Well, I get that's not true. Your polls are numbers, and people knowing you and thinking the great job that you've done are still skyrocketing. It had to be fun to put all these thoughts together.
It's not a book about how I feel about global warming. So I'm warning you right now. Don't worry about it. No, there's policy, but it's in a different way. You know, it's about life growing up in the city of Orange. Growing up as one of 5 in a small apartment above my dad's funeral home, and that's not too many people grow up that way. So we talk about that.
Do you have to be quiet during the evening?
God, yes, my poor mom, and of course those days you go 2 to 10 on the viewing, so it was tough on my mom. But I remember one time, my mom was born on St. Patrick's Day, so of course she get flowers delivered to the funeral home, which is our house. So my dad was taking her out for St. Patrick's Day, and he ordered a corsage. So he comes down after the family leaves for a dinner break, and he says to the gentleman that works for us, the Duke, he says, Duke, I ordered a corsage for my wife, for St. Patrick's Day. It's her birthday. Do you see it around? He said, oh my God, I thought it was for the lady that was laid out, and I put it on her chest.
That's actually awesome.
So of course my father went in, took it off the dead body, and my mother never knew the difference.
Very, very nice. And he gave that up at their 50th anniversary sometime in the future. That was the old high school trick. You go into St. John's Cemetery and take some flowers to your best girl. Tell me about the shock, really, of becoming the governor.
Well, most people still to this day ask me, how long in advance did you know? I knew nothing. I did get a report, and called me the night before late, saying he heard a rumor McGreevey was going to resign the next day. I said, that's ridiculous. I just had dinner with him 10 days ago. He would have said something. I brushed it off. I go to sleep. I wake up the next day. My wife's having surgery at St. Barnabas. Not major. I stayed with her until she was ushered into the operating room. And I said to the doc, here's my number. I'm right down the street. So I walk into my office, and they tell me, hey, boss, holy hell's breaking out. There's a strong rumor that McGreevey's going to resign. I tell him about the conversation from the night before, and sure enough, I get a call from Senator Lesniak saying the governor's going to call you in an hour. He does. He says, Dick, I'm resigning effective November 17th. You'll be governor for at least 14 months, and I'm going to do that at 4 o'clock. So I knew it was for real, and John, I knew at that moment that my life has changed forever, and it will never be the same, and I was right. Mostly good, but there's also the negative that comes with it, but it was good.
What did, Mary Jo was under anesthesia, by the way, when this is all going on?
Oh, absolutely, and nobody in the hospital knew, so she's awake, and I told her what happened. She asked for the anesthesiologist to be brought in so she could go back under, and so I told her, listen, you went into surgery as a mother, a wife, a part-time teacher, and you came out the first lady. It was an extreme makeover, right?
Very, very good. Hey, speaking of just the whole political, journey, there have been many times that you've run against the machine, if you will, or off the line. Give us a favorite campaign story when it comes to all that.
Well, I mean, I can remember the chairman of the party back in '93, which is a while ago, telling me he's going to get rid of the mayor from East Orange, and because he couldn't control him. And I said, well, if you're going to get rid of him, I'll form my own ticket with him, as you well know.
Sure, Coop.
And I said, we'll just run. And he said, your whole career is finished. And I said, Chairman, if that's the way it is, it was former County Executive Tom DeLessio, who later, unfortunately, went to jail. And I said, so be it. I'd rather lose this way, because I think it's the right thing to do. And Fortunately for us, we won with 65% of the vote. And, you know, John, my father always told me, never take a job from a politician. He'll have you, he'll tell you what to do. I've never done that, and I think it's the right thing. I want to vote the way I think is right, not somebody who's the boss telling me how to vote. That's the way you run your political life. It's the way I run my political life, and that's the way it should be.
Why else? You know, and if I always say, if you're in this for the adulation, learn how to play the guitar, and not public office. So you might as well.
I can't play the guitar. You know, I can't play the piano, so I'm stuck with this right now.
You'd be, I know the, you know, on the serious side, I'm sure in the book you talk a lot about Mary Jo's struggle with postpartum depression and those issues. But that's particularly poignant.
I'll tell you this, John. The first time, you know, we're going to be honored shortly by Carrier Clinic, and I took her down there. I was 40 years old. I got married late, as you know. It took me a while
it's an Irish thing.
Get somebody to say yes. And I'm 40 years old. Our first son is about 3 months old, and I'm taking her to a psychiatric hospital. And, you know, I'm upset. I'm crying. And she's as calm as can be, telling me, find somebody else to marry, you know, raise the kid. And, you know, she said, I'm never going to get well. And fortunately for me and our children, she did get well, and she suffered through, I wouldn't say suffered, that's not the correct word. She went through 22 electric shock therapy treatments, double mastectomy, breast cancer survivor, and she wakes up every day, John, as you know, with a smile on her face, and what can she do for people? So I couldn't have found a more wonderful human being to marry. So, I mean, I feel incredibly blessed with my family.
She's a beautiful person inside and out, as are your two boys. And is the name of the book Love Story? I mean, that's what
no,
we're just going into.
No, I'm no Ryan O'Neal. But no, it's me, Governor? Are you serious?
I like that a lot. Tell me, give me just favorite story of all the things that have happened to you. I know your sense of humor is legendary.
Well, I'm talking about the funeral business. Myself and one of the workers, we were sent to a nursing home one day, John, to pick up a body, as we were all the time. So the head nurse says, that room in there. And we wheel in the stretcher, and there's 2 patients' bed. One has a curtain around it. So we go to the one with the curtain around it, pull the curtain back, take the woman and place her on the stretcher, at which time she, you know, awakens. So that gave us close to a heart attack. We immediately put her back in the bed and drawed the curtain around her and ran out to the head nurse and told her what happened. She said, no, she said, I put the curtain around her so she wouldn't see you guys taking the other woman out.
Oh gosh, that is a hard one to top, and I'm sure, you know, just filled with. I know as governor, Gorbachev walked in on you. You know, we got a chance to meet him.
Well, I'll tell you a great story about Gorbachev. I'm kidding with him about coming to Seton Hall the next day to do a speech for which he was going to be paid for, and of course he uses a translator, which is you know, a little unusual. So I said to him, you know, most people when they visit the priest at Seton Hall have to give them a check. They don't get a check. His response through the translator is, Governor, capitalism very good.
That's a great story. Well, this book is just filled with anecdotes. There's a ton of sports anecdotes. I know that you have a lot of professional and collegiate friends, both in basketball, football, big Rutgers person, Seton Hall. There's loads of stuff as it relates to politics, personal, poignant, and it's a heck of a journey. So,
well, I'll tell you a cute story about, I got friendly with Jay-Z and Beyonce.
There you go.
So I'm at a net game with him, and halftime I say to him, Jay-Z, what's the difference between my posse and your posse? And he looks quizzical and he says, with a smile on his face, your posse's guns are legal.
Yeah, very good. So with that, congratulations on the book. Enjoy the tour promoting it, and it'll be a great read, and good luck not only with the book, but in your future endeavors. So,
thank you very much, John.
So with that, make sure you get that What Me, Governor, available through the internet and at your local bookstores, and enjoy the read. You stay with us. We'll be right back with more on NJ Today.